Hi, kindergarten. Today we're going to read a story on epic, so it's going to be a little bit different. Here's our story. Oops, there we go. It's called Coyote Rides the Sun, a Native American folktale by Amanda St. John and illustrated by Durga Yael Bernhard. Okay, here we go. Coyote Rides the Sun. Look at the beautiful illustration of the coyote. Look, in the field, a coyote. Isn't it handsome? Well, don't let Coyote's good looks fool you. He's a clever fellow and curious, too. Native American desert people called the Paiute have a story about Coyote's fur. Once, Coyote's fur was the color of desert sand, and that's all. But one day, Coyote rode on the back of the sun, and his fur changed forever. I remember the day Coyote was born. Old Man, the creator of the world, came to visit him. Poco, that is the old man's name, loved Coyote. Poco taught him to hunt squirrels and rabbits. Coyote always wanted to gobble up his food. If Poco had hunted a rabbit, Coyote ran to eat it. He ran so fast, a cloud of desert sand swirled up behind him. Seeing the dust, Poco put up his hand like a stop sign. Coyote skidded to a halt. Thank Rabbit for his life first, instructed Poco. Then you may eat. Woo! From that day on, Coyote howled with gratitude before each meal, and Poco was pleased. When he finished eating, Coyote spit on his paws and licked them clean. He sat down to warm himself in the sun. That's how he fell in love with the sun. Well, one day, Coyote went to Poco, who was fishing. "Old man," he said, "I want to meet the sun. Will you introduce us?" Poco thought on this for a moment. "I can't today," he said, "but I will tell you the way to the ground hole where the sun comes up each morning." So he did. Coyote bounded toward the sun. He chased the sun but could not catch up with him. Sun went around all day, and Coyote found himself back where he had started. The next day, Coyote visited Poco. "Old man," he said, "I followed your directions to the hole where sun comes up, but I arrived too late. Do you know a shortcut?" Poco thought for a moment. "When I was a boy, I took a different route through to a marsh." So Coyote bounded toward sun's hole. His long legs padded through to a marsh. Coyote swam so fast, Perch could not keep up with him. At last, Coyote saw the hole where sun comes up, but he was too late. Sun was already in the sky. Sun went around all day, and Coyote could not catch up with him. "Hurroo!" Coyote cried and cried, but finally his tears were all used up, and Coyote made up his mind to try again. The next morning, when Sun tried to come up out of his hole, Coyote was in the way. Sun said, "Hey, move you! I have work to do." "Move you! I have work to do," Coyote sang back. Sun tried to bump Coyote out of the way. Coyote sprang into the air. Yip! He landed headfirst inside the hole. "Move, move!" shouted the Sun. "I must rise now." "Oh," said Coyote, pretending that he couldn't hear. "What a nice long night it is." "Okay then," said Sun hopelessly. "What must I do to get you to move?" Coyote sprang up. "Sun," he yipped, "I want to ride across the sky with you." "No way," Sun said, but Coyote wouldn't give up. "Climb on my back then," huffed Sun. Sun began walking across the sky as if he was climbing stairs. 1, 2, 3, he counted on and on. The sun grew hotter with each step. Coyote's fur started to smoke. Arr! The tip of Coyote's tail turned black. At noon, Sun's heat was fierce. Coyote licked his dried chops. Sun, he said, I need some water. So Sun gave Coyote an acorn cup of water. Sun, Coyote whimpered, is that really all the water you have? But Sun kept on counting and climbing. He grew brighter and hotter. Hurr! Coyote yelped in pain. Close your eyes and rest, Sun told him. Coyote closed his eyes and felt better. Once in a while, he would open them to peek at the ground below him. At last, Sun came to the end of his journey. Coyote was so relieved, he leapt into the first juniper tree he could reach. From that day forward, Coyote's fur looked as if it had been toasted like a marshmallow. Coyote hid from Sun during the hot hours of the day. He closed his eyes and took long naps while waiting for the earth to cool down. I asked Coyote once if he'd like to ride the sun again. No way, he whimpered and scurried away to the desert. And that is the story of how Coyote got the color of his fur and became nocturnal. Remember, nocturnal means staying awake at night and sleeping during the day. Great job listening, kindergarten, and click on the exit ticket below.